Hi everybody, it's Lauren Brown, also known as Raggedy Royal on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and now YouTube. And today we're back with another one eyeshadow look in this baby blue. Yes. Okay, so this eyeshadow look can be the basis of something so beautiful. It's funny because I've already done a look that kind of uses a one eyeshadow look in blue as the basis when I did my cherry blossom eyes a couple years ago. So if you want to see that tutorial, check that out. But today we're going to show you how to do the base, right? How to do a one eyeshadow look in blue. We've now done red, orange, might redo orange, yellow, green, brown, pink, so many different ones. And I'm not going to say this is my favorite, but I'm not going to say this is my favorite. Here is your warning. There's going to be fallout. Blue does kind of get everywhere, so I would recommend that you do your base after your eyes. So do your eyes, then your base, so that you don't have to do your base twice or touch up your base after there's fallout. And yes, let's get right into the video. Right? If you enjoyed at any point, consider subscribing. We're almost 3,000 subscribers. All right, now let's get into the video. So we're starting with eyes already primed. I used the Anastasia Beverly eyeshadow primer per the always. We're gonna need a super light primer to help this blue show up because it is pastel. It's powerful, but it is pastel, so we don't want anything that is too brown or too close to my skin tone because it's not gonna show up as true as it does in this pan. All right, so first we're gonna start with this very fluffy brush. This is a BH Cosmetics brush. I've had this since middle school. If you don't have this brush, I wouldn't be surprised. But also, you can use any comparable fluffy brush. We're gonna start with this fluffy brush here. And if you can see the fear in my eyes, that is because every time I use a super bright blue, my camera starts going temperature-wise. So walk with me. That's also why we're keeping this scarf on, to try to balance out the color. So I'm going to go into shade Got Iced, which is going to be our blue for today. I love this eyeshadow. I used it recently in the Super Easy Rainbow Eyes. Love it. I'm going to start in the outer corner. Where's your outer corner? That's out towards your ear. I'm going to blend in circular motions all the way up to the brow bone. All the way up to the brow bone and across the crease. The crease is where when you open up your eyes and close them, that fold is. We're not going to be cutting the crease today, so you don't really need to know exactly where it is. But when I say across the crease, I mean from the outer corner to the inner corner. Fluffy brushes are used to diffuse, so that's why I'm using a fluffy brush to go up near this brow bone because we want it the most diffused there. We don't want it to be too not dark because it's all one color, but we don't want it to be too stark, too deep, too unblended up there because that's not how the eye is going to look. It's going to be the most concentrated down towards the lid and the most diffused up towards the brow. Now, brows is just an occupational hazard, okay? Your brows are going to get a little bit covered by the blue. It's going to be okay. I'm going to just probably go in with my brow pen and cover it back up. But I'd rather us cover up the brow a little bit because we go too high up than not go up high enough and then we have a white start line. So I'm going to do the same on the other eye. You can start in the inner corner if you would like to, or the outer corner. Since it's the same color going all the way across, it doesn't really matter which side you start with. Also, fourth wall breaking a little bit. If you hear that little smoke alarm, it's locked. We cannot get it unlocked, so we can't change the batteries. So I'm like, what do you do in that instant? Somebody help me. I'm doing the same on this eye, just going from the inner corner to the outer corner, circular motions up to the brow bone. I'm going to take some extra time to blend right underneath the head of this brow, because that part is something that I've always seen like not get covered and like tell on me and show my primer. The primer is exactly that. It is primer. It is not to be seen. Nobody needs to know that we use a super white primer. They will know by the fact that our eyeshadow is so vivid. We don't need it to be seen at all. So I'm going to make sure that I cover that all up. All right, cool. Now we're going to go in with our next brush, and perhaps it's your first time here. If it is, consider subscribing if you enjoy yourself. Perhaps it's not. You know exactly what's about to happen. This is the Lauren Brown brush breakdown. Okay, I gave it that catchy name last time. But basically, I'm going to show you side by side why we use the brushes that we do. As we go down the eye, like I was saying earlier, we're going to go in with more tapered brushes. And then on the lid, we're going with a flat brush, right? So if you're ever confused on where to use a brush on the eye, if it's fluffy, you're going to use it up towards the brow. As it gets more tapered, less fluffy, the brush bristles are actually just more densely packed, so they're closer together. you're going to go down the eye. So we're going to go from this brush to this brush right here. And don't worry, it doesn't have no blue on. It's just stained, okay? It's stained, it's dirty, and hopefully y'all get a brush washing video soon. Okay, pray for me, I'll pray for you. All right, now I'm going to take that same exact blue, and I'll just show you just for, you know. We're going to go with that same blue, and we're going to blend from the outer corner towards the inner corner. And as you can see, it's already bolder than the last brush that we used. Why? Because those brush bristles are more densely packed. It's less fluffy. So that is the beauty of the one eyeshadow look. You're using one singular eyeshadow, but different brushes to really build depth. Even though it's all the same shade, different brushes make it look like a different color on different parts of the eye. That's really a testament to how good the eyeshadow is. If your eyeshadow is so bright that it messes up your camera, like, you can be mad, but then again, it's like, I don't know. Now we're going to go in with that even more taper brush. So you can see we use this one last. We're going to go in with this brush right here. And these, honestly, I don't even know if Morphe is still selling these because they've redone their entire brush collection. But this brush that we just used is a Morphe M441. And now we're using a Morphe M456. You may be able to still find these brushes at Ulta though. So I'll still put them on the screen. And we're going to do the same exact thing. Going into that crease. We're going to have to do too much blending with this brush right here. Now I'm going to go in with that flat brush, right? And this is from Beauty Bay. Any flat brush will do. I'm going to add that blue onto the lid using a flat brush. This flat brush is from Beauty Bay. Any flat brush will do, literally. And we're going to put that all over the lid and also a little bit on the crease. You're probably like, that looks choppy, that looks unblended. And that's when you're going to have to just be quiet and walk with me. Okay, you're going to just be quiet. Now going back in with that last brush we just used to blend out that crease where it's a little bit choppy. And then I'm just going to go back and repeat steps until I am satisfied. If you feel like you need some more blue on the lid, go back in with that flat brush. If you feel like it's looking a little bit unblended towards the brow bone, you can go back in with that fluffy brush. Maybe you feel like it looks too diffused. You're looking for the depth. You're looking for, you know, a little bit of difference from the top and the bottom. You're going to go in with that tapered brush. And that's why I explained to y'all why we use what brush that we use. The reason why I tell you all these steps and I go really in depth and try to tell you like why we do what we do is because you may have a problem that I don't experience on camera and I don't want you to freak out and be like, wait, she didn't tell me what to do. If I just reverse engineer. If you're looking for something that builds more definition, we're gonna go in with that taper brush. Looking for something, maybe you added too much definition, you need to diffuse, go in with that fluffy brush. So that's why I like to explain those things. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and do my base makeup and come back to do the lower lash line. If you don't know how to do my base makeup, do not fret. There are many videos on it. I have how to do my orange base, how to do my pink base, how to do my matte base, how to do my dewy base, all those videos. So check out those videos if you want to know anything about the face, setting powder 101, blush 101, setting spray 101, everything. I'm going to go quickly do my base and come back so we can finish off the eyes, the waterline, and the lower lash line. All right, we're back. Okay, for the waterline, I think I'm going to go matchy-matchy. This is the Lottie London Gel Eyeliner in the shade... I have an entire degree. It's not on here. It's not on here. Okay, I'm gonna go into the waterline. Since this is such a small pencil, I'm gonna just go in with the pencil. Yes. Okay, now I'm going to take that flat brush from before and a little bit of that blue from before and go right underneath the eye onto the lower lash line. You can add more primer here. Recently, I did a video about is eyeshadow primer very necessary? And that's my first times ever using eyeshadow primer on the bottom lower lash line. And it does kind of make a difference. I don't have any left in the back of my hand, so we're going to rock with what we got. But If you have some left over, you can use it here. The blue is very powerful without it though, so you'll be all right. I'm really packing it on. Yes. If you feel like the edges are too rough, you can take one of those taper brushes from before. I recommend the Most Taper brush because you don't want anything too big because that can kind of get out of hand. And just blending that out. Yep. Just like that. Okay, now I'm going to go put on lashes and add some more blush. If you want to know how I blow out my blush to my eyeshadow, there's a short for that. Let me know if you want to see a full step-by-step YouTube video. I made a small video, but let me know if you want to see one all the way out. And I'm going to put on my lashes. If you want to know how to put on lashes, don't worry, I'm not leaving you behind. There is an entire video on how I apply lashes and how I add, you know, just a little bit of liner to make the lashes very easy to apply. So check that video out and I'll be right back for the final look. Okay, so here is the final look. I added the lashes. These are the Kiss Lash Drip and You Do You. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like down below. Here is the final look. So now we have done yellow, we have done red, we have done orange, we have done green, we have done pink, we have done brown. So many eyeshadow looks. Maybe I need to do a purple one and a new orange one. I don't know. Let me know down below. Are y'all one eyeshadow looked out, or what y'all want to do next? Okay. If you enjoyed this video, if you haven't subscribed already, I would love if you subscribe down below. We're almost 50,000 subscribers. We just hit the big 48,000. Yes. If you want to see more of my looks, more of my life, you can check me out on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, everywhere at Raggedy World, the same way it's spelled down below. And if you recreate this look, I would love to see it. Please tag me on the other socials or DM it to me because you're probably like, girl, maybe you don't post. That's fine. I would just love to see it. Those always make my day. And let me know what you want to see next. A lot of the videos that I make are based off of suggestions that I get from y'all. So let me know what you want to see next, and I'll see you in my next video. All right.